Hello, I'm Patricia Henderson with Senior Connection Center, and this is your weekly connection. Let's face it, many of us have too much stuff. That can be overwhelming in and of itself. But when it's time to move or downsize, well, it's a good thing help is available. Here to tell us more is Nicole Raymer, a professional organizer and certified senior move manager, who is also the owner of Organized Haven. Nicole, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome, Patricia. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be able to share. I hope it'll help somebody.
Nicole, downsizing can be perceived as a negative term. I kind of like the term right sizing. Are there benefits to downsizing, even if someone is not moving?
Absolutely. I've heard that before, downsizing being considered a negative thing, but it really is a positive thing for any person, young or old. We collect a lot in our lifetimes. So I started my organizing business after having my first child and discovering how difficult it was to keep my home in order with all of the toys and the clothes that he quickly outgrew. So it's no wonder why 95% of my clients are seniors. They've collected a lifetime of belongings. And our things, if we let them, they end up owning us instead of us owning them. So whether for downsizing and moving or downsizing and aging in place, having less things to find, clean, and organize is just one huge benefit of downsizing. The feeling that one gets when they have a need to downsize, that may very well be a negative feeling because it's not easy. It takes time to collect all of the things that fill our homes. And so it's not going to be just an overnight or short-term process. In addition to this, it's an overwhelmingly physical and emotional process to sift through your belongings and make decisions on what to keep, toss, donate, or sell. There are all kinds of barriers that get in our way as we go through the decision-making process. And I'll talk about these and more in detail on my blog at organizedhaven.com. And I highly advise that you read a little bit more about that. Let's just talk, you mentioned right sizing is a better term. So let's talk a little bit about how maybe downsizing is different. Downsizing is the process of moving to a smaller home and therefore letting go of furniture and household items that you no longer need or have the space for. But right sizing can be moving to a smaller home or a larger home, depending on what your needs are. It can also mean choosing the convenience and amenities that come with being part of a senior living community. An Organized Haven can help you with either of these life paths.
And we will have the link to the blog at the end of the video. What types of services are provided by professional organizers and move managers?
Well, not all professional organizers are senior move managers, and not all senior move managers are professional organizers. So the services and the specialties can vary greatly. I founded Organized Haven originally in 2013 as a professional home and office organizing company. And then in 2016, we expanded to offer senior move management services, becoming a member of the National Association of Senior and Specialty Move Managers. So it was just the way that my organizing company was best able to serve our community. And then in 2020, during the pandemic, we expanded yet again. And now we have our own moving truck, and our movers are professional members of our team. And that includes both professional organizers and senior move managers. But other professional organizers, they may or may not be trained members of the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals. It was important to us that our organizers had that professional training and that they had become specialists in certain areas such as life transitions, and that helps us to ensure our ability to provide the best experience for our clients. But whether a professional organizer or a move manager has invested in that education, received any certifications or not, their services may include sorting and organizing, space planning, packing and unpacking, new home organizing, that's the funnest, donation haulaways, estate sales, And so typically these companies are not usually moving companies. They would simply be a additional service that you can have for white glove support, or whatever support a senior may need, especially someone who's facing dementia or, illnesses and, just having a hard time managing a move on their own, with or without the help of their family. And so Organized Haven is a NASM A+ accredited moving, downsizing, and estate clearing company, including all of those services for the simplicity that our clients need. And so that's what I always recommend, and I'll include resources too, so that you can find somebody that meets the needs that you have.
And that's good, because we do have viewers who are from various counties. And so we would want to provide a resource for them to locate someone who is close to them, or someone that
Absolutely.
they may want to work with.
Right.
When do most people reach out to a professional organizer or move manager?
We are informed of the need for our services anywhere from months to days before a move or downsizing project. So there's really no one size fits all. We always recommend reaching out early, because there are a lot of moving parts to downsizing projects and ensuring their success. But sometimes the need is discovered last minute. Maybe a senior has suffered from a fall, fallen ill, or their adult children have found that they're no longer able to take care of themselves in their larger home. And it's in these cases that we find there's not much time to go through the downsizing process. But even still, we work with families and care managers to ensure the senior they are asking us to serve has the resources and the time that they need to limit their overwhelm, because nobody wants to be pushed into something that they feel uncomfortable about, or they don't want to feel forced into something that they're not ready for yet. So we and other move managers and professional organizers, our goal is to work with all parties to make sure that the process is completed in such a way that the best interests of the senior are served.
Because as you said before, many possessions have emotional ties to them, and that can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
We read quite a bit about children no longer wanting their parents' possessions. What happens then?
Yes, we've all read them. There are countless articles online on this topic, and it's understandable that the adult children, they've got a lot in their homes already. So when it comes time for their parents to downsize, there's not more room for the extra furniture and contents, even if it's, the items that have been saved since they were babies. So there's just too much in a home. And even in the age of minimalism, being still new, it's growing rapidly. If someone isn't adopting the minimalist lifestyle, it really doesn't matter. They still don't want big brown furniture or china. And donation centers, they're not easy to donate to anymore, especially during COVID. We've had a hard time, even ourselves, when we're sending things to the Salvation Army or Goodwill or anywhere. Their policies have changed, and not just due to safety, but frankly, not having enough space on their storeroom floors. And even when selling things, the option of selling things online, it's tedious, and it too can be deemed unsafe. So needless to say, it's an obstacle that all of our seniors face, to not have someone interested in taking your life's accumulations away for a simple transition, because that's what they need and what they want. We found during this pandemic too that estate sales have become unpopular choices, because who wants tens or hundreds of people tracing through their home and touching everything? We hear a lot about that from the clients who hire us to help them with their estate sale. And that's why we partner with MaxSold. I always recommend looking into that option. MaxSold is an online downsizing and estate sales company. They sell downsized items via a safe, efficient, and convenient online auction. I'll just share one example. We just sold 100% of our clients' gently used goods for over $3,400. And after MaxSold's 30% commission and the cost for our assistance, our client stands to just about break even without a large cost to their estate or dipping into the profit from the sale of their house. And Maxold also offers a seller managed option. So if family is involved, or the senior themselves, if they have an iPad and want to learn how to catalog their own sale, they can do it for that 30% commission cost and even make a little money in the process. But not always is it the case if someone hires us to help them or another senior move manager. Maxwell is actually a NASM partner, so they work with senior move managers all over and professional organizers. And so if someone is looking to have that full service support and they need the assistance of an organizer or a move manager, the best that I could do is give you an example. I always try to be transparent and share costs, because at the end of the day, our clients need to know what can this service cost them. And so for full service, downsizing, moving, organizing, services can vary from $1,500 to $5,500 or even more. So there's really not a one size fits all approach, but any organizer will offer you multiple options.
And those costs can be discussed up front, correct?
Absolutely. No senior move manager who is a member of the National Association of Senior and Specialty Move Managers or professional organizer who is a member of the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals, NASM and NAPO for short. It's an earful and a mouthful. But all of those follow a code of ethics for both associations and are the goal is always to be able to perform an assessment and provide an estimate upfront so that the cost can be weighed.
How does someone locate a professional organizer or move manager in their area?
Right. So the best way to find a senior move manager is to go online to www.nasm.org, and that's spelled NASM.org. But like you said, Patricia, we'll share that. You simply enter your zip code and always look for the registered trademark of senior move manager, as only a member of NASM can hold this title. So that's NASM. That's a senior move manager, true downsizing specialist. I would recommend that as your first option. And if there are no move managers in your area, or if you want a second option, because there's never harm in getting a couple of quotes even, to find a NAPO member, you can go to www.napo.net. And we do, as trained and experienced members of both of these associations, we serve all of the counties served by the Senior Connection Center. So I do want to say that even if it's just for advice, feel free to call, write. But we have colleagues all over the US too. I always like to mention this because we're not going to go to Nebraska, to do the other side, to manage the other side of a client's move. But we have colleagues that we can refer to for our clients' long distance moves.
And we will have the links to those websites at the end of the video. This is great information and necessary for so many people, seniors and others who are moving and starting out the new year thinking, I've got too much stuff. What do I do with it? So this is great information. Nicole, any final thoughts?
Sure. Not all of our services cost money. And so something other than the blog that I really wanted to do this year, and I'm so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to have be on your weekly connection, because what also I'm doing this year are monthly webinars. So for anyone who's interested in learning more, our first one on right sizing, it just so happens, right sizing your senior move. It is a free event and it's on Friday, January 28th at 1 p.m. So you can register by the time this video is live, you should be able to register right from our website. And for any more organizing, downsizing, moving tips, you can sign up for our newsletter on our website too, organizedhaven.com. And there you'll find our contact information as well as helpful blog posts on all of these topics.
And someone can attend one of the webinars without obligation.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
That's great because information is power. We know that. Knowledge is power. And it's really good to find out as much as you can about organizers and mood managers and the topics that are shared there. Downsizing, right sizing, and all of the other information. Nicole, thank you so much for sharing with us today.
You're welcome, Patricia. Thank you too. Thanks for having me.
If you are downsizing or right sizing, or if you are just overwhelmed by stuff, there are people who can help. I'm Patricia Henderson, and this is your Weekly Connection.